Hi, I'm Caroline Merrick.
And I'm Elise Armentrout.
And for our CAS project, Elise and I started a free tutoring program at Cool Spring Elementary School. Elise and I are very passionate about education, and when we found out that 70 million people in the world are not given the education they need, we felt that we needed their help.
We decided to tutor students in the areas of math and reading because we recently discovered that 14% of students can't read around the world, and we feel that math and reading are both very vital in order to further a child's education.
We also agreed that when asking students which areas were hardest for them, math and reading are the biggest two that people feel that they struggle in. And our county, Hanover County, has a saying that no child is left behind, and we felt that it was important to keep up that saying, and we knew that it was hard for teachers individually to do that because it's hard for teachers to find the time to individually help each student on their own, and therefore students fall behind. But when given the opportunity to have a free tutoring program, students will be given the individual time they need to get the help to grow in math and reading, which will therefore help them in all other subjects.
Now, in order to start this program, the first thing that we had to do is take on the role of an organizer. We had to organize all of our tutors, get them all together, and come up with lesson plans in order to effectively implement this in Cool Spring Elementary School. So this definitely was an area in which we met challenges. Our first main challenge was getting IB students to become tutors for us because IB students tend to have very active schedules, and but we were able to find very committed tutors who were very great and wonderful. And some other challenges that we faced in organizing was what to include in the lesson plans. And so we talked to Miss Fletcher, who is the reading specialist at Cool Spring Elementary School, and discussed some kind of plans that students often struggle in, both in reading and math, and try to incorporate those plans into our planning time and our lessons that we could teach to the kids.
And we also talked to each teacher, which gave us more specialized instruction for each student to make sure that each student was getting what they needed.
Yeah, and this truly showcased our abilities to plan and take initiative in starting activities.
So the other part of the planning was that we had to make sure that each tutor was matched up with a kid who they'd bond with, and that we thought they'd work together well so that they would have the best experience possible. So we went through and we looked at the abilities of the tutors, like whether they were stronger in math and reading, and then looked at whether the tutoree, the kid being tutored, what area they needed, and then we told the tutor specifically what they needed help with from the teacher. Like the child I was tutoring name was Grayson, and he needed help specifically in reading comprehension. So Elise and I created individual lesson plans per student to make sure they were being helped in the best way possible.
And this really helped emphasize our ability to work collaboratively with others, both working collaboratively with the tutors that we had inducted into our program, and also with the students who were in need of help. And we definitely also ended up developing new skills. I know we had to even teach some of the tutors some of the lessons that they were going to be teaching, because education is always an evolving program, and some things have changed since we learned those skills, I suppose you could say. And so we had to even learn new skills such as the foundations of spelling. It's a new program in order to teach spelling, which was different than what we had learned. So this was definitely an example of a new skill that we had learned in organizing our tutoring program.
So as I talked about earlier, we weren't just the organizers, but during the Wednesday, Friday sessions, we also had our own students that we tutored, which was kind of a struggle because we were trying to play two roles at once, but we both really wanted to work one-on-one with the kids as well. So we had to work collaboratively with our tutors, making sure that they were doing the right thing while we tutored the kids ourselves. And we also had to persevere, commit ourselves, waking up early, twice a week, and making sure that our tutors would be there, that they were prepared, knowing what to do, that we had the worksheets and the activities planned, and we're ready to go each day.
Yeah, and another important thing that was for us is really committing to the program fully, because we didn't want this to just become a one-year program, and we have plans set to hand our project down to another student so that they can continue the tutoring program at Cool Spring, because we feel, as we said before, we're very passionate about furthering education in these students, and we feel like it's really important. But in tutoring, I worked with a little girl named Skylar, and she was wonderful to work with. She was always enthusiastic. She always showed up with a great attitude, and I really appreciated that. But along the way, we definitely faced challenges, and talking to other tutors, I discovered that there are definitely challenges that everybody faced in the tutoring process. When you come across questions that even we aren't able to answer or that we're confused about, we always had to look at the problem together and kind of work with the student almost to deduce the answer to the solution to the problem. So there's definitely challenges we faced, but overcoming those challenges was definitely a big feat for us.
Yeah, because we weren't specialized in the field, so sometimes we'd get stuck just with the kids, and we'd have to look at the problem in a variety of ways, try and explain it to them in ways that made sense to them.
But it was definitely a learning and developing process, because as the year went on, we grew stronger and stronger in our abilities to tutor these children, and we definitely developed these skills in being able to communicate effectively with second graders who are very different than us, and also to be able to teach them a way that they understand and that they're excited in learning. We even incorporated singing and dancing and games, math games, reading games, and we got positive feedback on all of those. At the end of the year, we gave them sheets to write down their favorite part of the tutoring program, and lots of them said, "I love to play the games," and stuff like that. And that was really inspiring, because those games were really fun for them, but they also had very important learning aspects in them.
So I think it was a cool way for the kids to learn not only about math and reading, but to also learn that learning is fun itself. But I think Elise and I can both agree that we both not only enjoy doing this project, but that it also taught us a lot about planning large events like the tutoring program that went over a long span of time, and incorporated a lot of different aspects, such as talking to the students, making sure that we had lesson plans, and making sure that all our tutors would show up every week.
Yeah, so ultimately our project kind of encompasses all areas: creativity, action, and service, and we were really proud of our project. And I think the only thing that we would change if we went back is to start it earlier, really.
True.
But I think that's the only thing we would have changed, because we did have such a great time with implementing this program. And I think that's what's so inspiring, is the fact that even though we didn't get a chance to start it earlier in the year, we can keep passing it on and keep having an influence on these second graders' lives.
Bye.